took a supplies train to the works. Henry was on the final testing day of the overhaul period, and Thomas was in the middle of getting repainted after his repairs were finished. Hello, Donald. How is everything?
Is Dudley getting on all right?
I suppose. But I can't say the same for Bear. Donald explained about Bear's mishaps and Dudley's behaviour. It doesn't add up. It's not like Bear to act in such a way. I'm awfully suspicious of Dudley. Thomas frowned, and Henry grew stern. I knew Dudley's reputation was true. Poor Bear, he shouldn't have to deal with that nonsense.
You must tell the Fat Controller at once. I'm all too familiar with this sort of situation.
Henry recounted the events of Diesel's original stint on the railway.
He even tried to lie about me. We caught him. But only after Duck was sent to Edward's station. If Dudley's not stopped, Bear could be sent much further away. By the sounds of it, he's already got his coupling hooks in with Gordon and James.
Obviously since then he's changed. However, Dudley doesn't seem like he's going to have the same luck. But I agree with Henry. Please stop him, Donald, and save Bear. Donald was pensive. Lay it with me. And he hurried back to the shed. When Donald returned, he found Bear all alone, staring solemnly at his buffers.
Maybe the Fat Controller shouldn't have kept me.
Ah, hod your wished, Bear. You're an outlier in a world of devilish diesels. I know you didn't have any ulterior motives.
I'm having worked with you now for the last few weeks. I can gladly say what Thomas told us was true. You truly are an exemplary diesel, and a very good friend. And put it this way, Dudley can just go on day one.
You mean you don't believe Dudley?
Donald recounted his conversation with Henry and Thomas, and Bear smiled thankfully.
And here I thought I was muddled in the radiator. The question is, how do we prove he's behind all this?
I know just the thing. The next day, Dudley was dozing at the shed. Donald was shunting nearby when Bear came excitedly along.
I say, Donald, where'd you put the coaches for the VIP train?
Oh, they're near the station, Bear. They're ready and waiting for you.
Excellent. I'll be off then. Must be spick and span for our special guest.
A special guest, eh?
Bear was waiting on the siding for his driver to return, pretending to be asleep. He heard the rumble of trucks rolling past, accompanied by deep puffing. When the sound died away, he opened one eye. The trucks sat on the points blocking him in.
Worked like a charm.
Now, let me see. Special coaches. Where could they be?
Over here! Dudley perked up and hurried towards it. Into a siding he swerved, and waiting for him was...
Hello! Hello. You must be Mr. Dudley.
You're not a special coach.
I never claimed to be one, sir. Were you looking for some?
There's meant to be a VIP train, and I will be the one to take it.
A VIP train? That does sound good.
Dudley looked back in amazement. There was Bear.
You! How did you get out of that siding?
I helped them. Question is, how'd you know he was trapped? Dudley went pale.
Well, that is to say
An excellent question indeed, Donald. I'm most curious to hear that answer.
The Fat Controller stepped out of Toad.
Well, Dudley, shall we have the truth this time?
The engine's bewildered face twisted into a wicked snarl.
yes, it was all my doing. I'm still an engine in his prime. Why should I face the subject of scrap? Oh yes, we've all heard the sanctuary that is the Fat Controller's real name. A haven where steam will always have a place. And yet, there still appear to be rats amongst us. I've proven my worth. Surely you wouldn't send an engine to his end, sir.
No, Dudley, I wouldn't. And I wish you luck in finding a new home. However, it won't be here.
You can't!
Deceit has no place on my railway. I welcome any engine, steam or diesel, who shows they are both useful and honest in their work. I hope you've learned to change your ways. Perhaps then you will find out what you see. I politely ask that you leave at once.
There was silence. Donald and Bear stood with bated breath. At last, Dudley gave a sinister smirk.
Perhaps this railway isn't any different after all. You call this deceit? My dear sir, it is survival. The only thing that matters in this age of scrap. Well, you've won the battle, but not the war. I'll take my leave at your request, but you will remember me.
Bear and Donald moved silently away, freeing Dudley from his siding. He puffed crossly backwards.
Pleasant journeys, Mr. Dudley.
Dudley gritted his teeth. The Fat Controller fought to keep his composure. Dudley was soon coupled to a long line of trucks.
Disgraceful dustbox.
Bear and Donald watched from the platform as he stormed away with much whooshing and puffing into the setting sun. He puffed and disappeared on the horizon. Ugh, good riddance.
I do feel some sympathy for him. Scrap is a prospect no engine wants to face. Do you reckon he'll change?
I can't he say. But mind you what he said to the Fat Controller. It may be too little, too late. Bear said no more, but he couldn't help feeling Donald was right. Life returned to normal on the Fat Controller's Railway. Thomas and Henry came home from the works, and Thomas certainly gave Gordon and James quite an earful. They shamefully apologised to Bear at once. Bear was a much happier engine after that. Soon it came time for Bear to return to the other railway. Thomas came to see it before he went.
Bear, you are quite frankly the most remarkable diesel I have ever had the privilege to know.
Thank you, Thomas. But if it weren't for Donald, though, I would still be here.
What do you think will happen to Dudley?
Goodness knows. But if he keeps his current attitude, who knows? Maybe the Scrapper if he keeps up with his revolution. Although, since your incident, Thomas, they've been awfully quiet and slightly suspicious.
How do you mean, Bear?
Well, there's been a lot of metal and part deliveries being sent to the scrapyard recently.
Oh dear. I don't like the sound of that. But it's probably nothing. I hope.
Bear gave a cheerful toot, and he set off for the other railway. But what of Dudley, you ask? No one knows for certain. He seemingly disappeared after leaving the island of Sodor. Perhaps he changed his ways and found a new home. But many diesels on the other railway will tell you that on misty nights, the hoarse puffing and a deep whistle of a steam engine can be heard rumbling through, on its way to the Fat Controller's Railway. I wonder if the diesels are right. Don't you?
Rust coats my frame, left out in the rain. Once proud and mighty, now reduced to disdain. Bear and his kin, they've taken my track, blotting my comeback, no holding me back. Bear's smug grin echoes in my steam, dreams of redemption, a fiery gleam. Scrapyard whispers, the engines all sneer, but Dudley's revenge is creeping near. I'm Dudley, the vagrant, forgotten and torn. Steel heartbeats rage, my vengeance is born. Diesel deceit, your reign's out of time. Justice on wheels, your end will be mine. Vengeance on my steel. The Baron is kind, they'll know how I feel. Smoke and fire, I'll reclaim my track. Diesel and mire, I'm taking it back. The hum and that growl of false king's sound, but steam's true power will soon rebound. From ashes to rust, I'll rise to the fight, the Iron Avenger, reclaiming the night. Dudley the vagrant, forgotten and torn. Steel heartbeats rage, my vengeance is born. Diesel deceit, your reign's out of time. Justice on wheels, your end will be mine. Vengeance on my steel. Baron is kind, they'll know how I feel. Smoke and fire, I'll reclaim my track. Diesel Empire, I'm taking it back.